bars like grains in bags of rice. Had to cook up the thing, get flow this nice.
Yo, so what was you saying? So what? I think there's a big difference between African French and French. I don't know if you can hear it.
The thing is, I don't hear my mum speak French.
Oh, you never hear them? Yeah.
I didn't even know until we went on a family holiday when I was like, I think 10 or so. And then we went to a restaurant and she just started speaking to the waiter in French.
Oh, okay.
Me and my sister didn't know, so we were just looking at her, so what the fuck?
You didn't know she speaks French the whole time? That's crazy.
I only hear her speaking it when we're in France. Yeah. So I haven't heard both of them speaking it enough to be able to differentiate between it.
I hear you, bro.
But it would make sense for it to be different.
It's totally different, fam.
Yeah.
Like the dialect, yeah. Because you see, with me and French, is like, I can understand way more than I can speak.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I can definitely hear the difference between accents. Like in
Yeah.
French, I can definitely, even though, you know some language, because you can't hear the accent, but French, I can hear accents.
Yeah.
It's kind of like English. You know how you hear Scousers speak?
Yeah.
I can hear, like, the difference is mad, bro. Because when Africans speak French, it's like,
Got more grotto.
No, grotto is like slow pace, like,
okay.
French will be do you get me? It's too quick, fam.
Yeah.
Yo, welcome back to my show, Mood British. I'm joined by a special guest, my brethren. I'm glad my man came through.
Come on.
Come to like lighten the crowd. Obviously, man does a lot. Say what you do, introduce yourself. Obviously, you can introduce yourself better than me.
Hopefully. So, I'm Martin. I work primarily as a fashion photographer. I also do like a lot of journalism and writing, mainly about like social commentary and politics. So, yeah, I started photography when I was like 17, 18, went on to do it at uni, and then it's become my job now. So, yeah, primarily sort of like fashion, sportswear, menswear kind of subject matter. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, fam. Like the reason I really got you onto this, because I remember like when I moved to London, I can't remember exactly what year it was, but I feel like you was working with a lot of people on your I saw some people that I knew on your Instagram page.
Oh, okay.
I think you took some pictures of people, like, and I just saw your IG and I was like, rah, fam, this is Martin from school, fam. And I was like, ever since then, I kind of like been keeping up with that. Not really like into deep details, but obviously I would hear from Jimmy, and obviously I know that you're setting waves and shit, like, but fam, obviously we went to the same school, which is quite weird, like, obviously it's weird, but in school we weren't really that close, but I guess
there's quite a few people who I went to school with and then became friends with more out of school, like even Scotty himself, even though we were actually in the same year, like we were always cool, like spoke a bit, but it was afterwards actually finding that we have more similar interests,
like,
you know what, fashion and art and stuff like that.
I'm not even gonna lie, I've been friends with James just like pretty much from the get since I met him. I mean, he's like I think maybe he's like 3 years younger than me. Yeah. But I kind of like been friends with him since school pretty much. Like, you know, not really like, I'm more friends with him now. But back then I was just more, I think because the people that he hung around with. Yeah. And like the twins, and I was cool with them. So I just, you know what I mean? Like, but I think it's the opposite for me now, because I was tight with people in school, bro. Like, I would literally kill people for them. Like, I was ride or die for them. But the older I get, is like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can say, apart from Scotty, that's who do I really speak to from my school daily? No one. Then Yared. Yeah, I don't really speak to no one even my age, like.
Yeah, I think like when you leave school, the way you sort of have friendships or the reasons you have friendships are mad different.
Yeah, they're way different.
So in the same way that me and Scotty weren't as tight at school, it's because I think when you're at that age, you don't have too much of your own personality.
You don't have too much of your own personality.
Play football,
it's true.
Go home with and do parents. It's when you get a bit older and you can explore what you're actually interested in. That's when you need mates who actually have the same life goals and ambitions.
It's true though. You're right, you know, because in school you're only friends with people because they're in your class or they live in your area.
Exactly.
That's literally it, fam.
Yeah.
Like, you might not even have a lot, because a lot of people I used to go to school with, I didn't even have that much in common with them. Like, now that obviously at the time I didn't realise that, but obviously when I reached my adult life, I was looking back and thinking, I never even, not that I hated that person, but we didn't really have that much in common. Apart
Yeah,
from
it's
the
just
fact,
it's a circumstantial relationship, isn't it?
it's literally that's the way it is, fam. Especially when you're from a small place like Derby. Like, that's probably the smallest city I've ever lived in my life, and I don't know about you, bro.
Yeah.
But it's tight. When I first moved to Derby, like, because I've already lived in so many massive because I'm such a city guy, like, I'm just massive cities, that's all I really know. When I moved to Derby, fam, I was just like, it was a mad culture shock for me. Cause
Well,
I
what
was,
have you lived except London and Derby?
I lived in Kinshasa, which is in Congo. It's
Okay.
I think it's like the 4th biggest city in Africa, fam.
Oh,
in
Jesus.
terms of population, innit? And the population is crazy, man. And so I lived in Kinshasa. I lived in North Carolina, Raleigh, which is not the biggest, but it's North Carolina is bigger than England. So
I've been. It's fucking huge.
You went to North Carolina, yeah?
Yeah, I've got family there.
Where in Raleigh?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you could, but you've been to North Carolina.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy, fam.
Just this go of America is mad. Like, you know, even say if you're in the house and you want to go to like the mall or the
Yeah.
store, the drive to just get to civilization.
It's long,
if you like,
bruv.
It's like 15 minutes on a motorway to just go anywhere.
But you know
So
what?
vast.
You know the difference as well is like, you know, in the UK, for example, like something little like, shit, let me just, do you want a drink? A water or something?
No, I'm good, you know, bro.
Yeah, I might get one, sorry. Let me just
Nah, cool.
back on how to get water. Yeah, like I was saying, like, fam, if you, like, for example, because I grew up in America, yeah, weirdly, like, I wouldn't really say I was American, even though the most, what's the word? You know, like, impression, what's the word I'm talking
So
about?
the place that's had the biggest impression on you as you've grown up.
Pretty much, because I grew up in obviously I was born in Africa, but I moved to Africa when I was like 5 or something like that. Yeah. And when I went to America, I started from kindergarten, like from the very first year. So, and I moved here when I was already a teenager. So,
fair.
I've lived there for.
So that's your developmental stages in a way.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I get
That's why people think I speak weird, like my accent. They can't make it out, innit? But you know what it is, fam? I think when I went back to America, obviously as a kid you see the world different under a different light than you do as an adult, innit?
Yeah, most definitely.
So when I went back there, obviously I was grown enough, even though I was only 19, but I went clubbing, fam, it was scary, bro. I was scared, fam.
How did you get in? Because don't you have to be like 21? Or does it just not?
I don't think they really care. Bro, the club that I went to, that my cousin took me, bro, it was fucking scary, fam.
Oh, so...
It was like at a point. Remember when Waka Flocka was kind of big?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking? I don't know. Not really. He didn't really reach the heights of like a Drake, but he was.
Yeah,
like
but when he was at his
peak,
zenith.
and he had like this. He literally had a movement of people, like everybody. I went to a club. Everyone had dreads, not even that. That's intimidating, But bro, they all had dreads, And when songs came on, everyone was just like,
very lively.
Very, bro, so lively, And obviously growing up in Britain now, going back there, I just felt like I didn't fit in. Even though obviously I'm black, I fitted in with my skin tone and shit like that. But in terms of the stuff that was happening, it was just so alien to me, fam. I was just...
Yeah, you don't get that in Derby, do you?
Bro, the guy had a gun as well, so... A lot of people had guns. It wasn't even like they were concealing them, Like, bro, you could see that the guy in the door had a gun. The people in the clubs had guns because you could clearly make it out, innit? So it's like, when you're in that situation, there's bare alcohol. I just thought, bro...
Yeah, that just made me bad and easy,
It was making me... I was like, bro, there's too many guns and too much alcohol.
You know, even if you're in London or something, if you're in a place where you can tell, like, some people kind of unruly you and you're like, there's a lot of alcohol flowing...
Nah, I'd like to leave, man.
Yeah, sort of like, there might be a fight or something might kick off or something. Throwing guns into that equation.
Yeah, it's mad. Yo, so imagine, bro, we went clubbing. That club was dead. I said to my cousin, I really don't feel comfortable here. Like, not that I was bitching out, but I was just like, bro.
No, but people have guns.
I was 18. I was 18 at the time
weapons.
as well. It's like, and my cousin's way older than me, innit?
Oh, okay.
He's like, at that time, he was way older. So it's like his crowd, innit? I was like, bro, don't feel comfortable. He's like, oh, cool. Let's go to the next club. Obviously, in England, the next club is next door, bro.
Yeah.
Bam, we got in a car, was driving for like 20 to 30 minutes to go to the next club. I was like...
That's like going to Derby, Nottingham or something, isn't it?
Yeah, fam, because everything, like you said, everything's so spaced out, It's just mad, innit? But, bro, the lifestyle out there is different as well in terms of, like... I don't know how long you stayed there for and how many times you've been.
So, basically, when I was 18, we went to Canada first because my granddaddy was there. And then we went to...
Oh, shit, you went to, like, Toronto?
Montreal. He was in like, Hamilton or something. I think it's that sort of near Niagara Falls. So we went to Niagara Falls, which is sick. And then we went down to Washington for, like, a week. And then to North Carolina for maybe 4 or 5 days. And then to New York for a couple of days.
I'm not even gonna lie, you've been to a lot of similar places that I've been to, bro.
Oh, okay.
That's quite weird, isn't it? I've actually been to a lot of those places that you just said. Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
I've been near Niagara Falls, but I think, like, it's also in New York, innit? Niagara Falls, kind of like the way it falls in the back. I think so, man. I'm not really too sure if I've been there or not, man. But because I've definitely been to New York, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, the Niagara Falls is like, you know, in Canada, it's like one of the 7 wonders of the world. I
yeah,
think,
it's
like
mad.
Massive waterfalls.
It looks crazy, fam. It looks crazy. But I think because I've lived there for years. I think the lifestyle out there is just a bit different, bro. Especially like just for black people, not just for people in general, man. Like people are more friendly though, even though there's a lot of guns there. Yeah. I feel like people are way more friendly. I
suppose you have to be friendly if you think someone might pop you if you act wrong.
London is not really a friendly city though. I wouldn't really say London is a friendly, like North Carolina, they're friendly, fam.
Yeah,
like,
I think obviously you've lived in London, so I think you have a different perception of it. I've lived there for like a year, but you probably feel more like a Londoner. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like there's 2 sides to London, whereby for people like me who've come for uni or people who've come for work, when they're a bit older, there's this sort of like new gentrified done-up London.
Yeah, there is.
Which is like super nice. Like, have you seen the new Top Boy?
Yeah, I watched the new Top Boy.
You know, a bit where Deshaun goes into a coffee shop and he's like really surprised because like,
when he comes back from Jamaica.
Yeah, and it's like £3.50 for a coffee or something.
Yeah,
and
that's London though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's that side of London, which I suppose is what I've experienced more of. But then speaking to people like you, you've actually lived to and understand it more and better. I think it's mad. It seems mad different. So to me, like London is a friendly city, but then most people,
I don't think it is.
But yeah, that's the thing. Most people I've met here probably aren't from London either. That other people have come from somewhere else to do something nice and fun, like go to uni or
I think it's friendly.
Startup or something.
Don't get me wrong, Londoners. People gonna start beating me up for it's friendly, but compared to other places that I've been to, no way, fam.
Yeah.
In North Carolina, people actually like.
Do you think that's a London thing or do you think that's an England?
I think it's an England thing.
Yeah, because
it's even worse in Derby.
Yeah. Do you know what was really weird?
People are not friendly in Derby at all, fam.
What's weird is my cousin from America came over a couple of years ago and she was commenting on how friendly people from Derby were.
She thought they were friendly.
Yeah, that being said, the only people she would have met would be my friends, though.
Yeah, obviously.
So it's not a representation.
It's not really. It's not like you going out to a pub and like, you know what I mean, interacting with people. I think people in Derby are friendly. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of when you go to America, and you live there, obviously there's bare violence and all that. Like you were saying earlier, like there's all that stuff happening, but they have there's a way. Fam, they say good morning to people.
Yeah.
Like
I think strangers are friendlier. Like
strangers. That's what I mean. Strangers are way more friendly. Like they'll like hi, howdy, how are ya?
Yeah.
Like fam, it's shocking, bro.
Canada as well. I remember when I went to Canada.
They're definitely friendly.
Yeah, I'd go skating in the morning because my granddad lives on a mountain. So like I'd be skating down in every house I went past when someone was out in the front garden, just be like, "Good morning."
That's literally it. London people don't really say that to you, bro. It's like you said, look, them early morning trains.
If you're on the tube and you're like, "Good morning, everyone,"
people will give you the dirty. Like you can't really play certain stuff in London, you know. Like I don't know if you saw there's like a climate change.
The Extinction Rebellion.
Yeah. So
that Donny went to Canning Town and got on top of the
train.
train.
Did you see how they dragged?
Yeah.
Apparently that whole thing only happened for 10 minutes and I was like, that just seems like, that was so like London to me because I thought, when I saw that I said, this guy's going to get beat up because in London, you can't be pulling them type of thing because people will not beat the shit out of you because they're thinking, bro, I've got this £600 rent.
Trust me.
Just on a room that I need to go pay for.
And you're my tube for me to go work. And you're Canning Town as well.
And you're blocking that way when I've already got rent. Bro, people will beat you up, man. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But, fam, but you also lived in Birmingham, yeah? Bro, actually, no, scratch, let's bring it back, fam. Fam, the main reason I actually brought you onto here is because of your journalism and your photography, fam. What really got you there, fam? Because we also went to the same school, and obviously I'm doing this. Do you think the school had an effect? Because it was a creative arts school.
Yeah.
Do you think going to that school, St. Benedict's in Derby, do you think that it did something for you? But what really made you get into the stuff that you're into, bro? Journalism, photography, like how did that start, fam?
I'd say journalism probably was influenced by St. Benedict's because I think the teaching of English and English literature at St. Benedict's was
really
alright,
was good.
So it's not that like at the time I liked it because I thought I wanted to go into journalism, but my sort of like love of writing and language and stuff was definitely like exacerbated by like the teacher at St. Benedict's.
Okay, who's your favourite teacher there?
It sounds really weird to say. There's a teacher who I've like realised since leaving was like my best teacher, but I was just wasn't a lady called Miss Gillespie.
Oh, I don't know if I know her.
But like the thing is, she wasn't
Miss who?
Gillespie.
I think I might have heard. No, I probably I'm not
She was
sure.
like white, tall, quite like
English
slim.
teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably know her, man.
I think we were in different halves of the year, so I don't know if we would have had the same teacher.
I think
stuff.
is there not the same teachers in there?
I'm not sure. Anyway,
Yeah.
but like she wasn't my favourite teacher at school, particularly. But I've realised that like that year, I think years 10 and 11, that's when she was my teacher, and that's when I think like I progressed like a lot in English and stuff.
And that's what made you really like go home and think, yo, you know what?
Yeah, like taking active
Taking
interest.
it active, like.
But I've always, my parents have always like made me and my sister like read a lot anyway. Like when
That's good, bro.
Even like in primary school,
That's a major.
they'd sort of like give us like extra work and stuff. So do you remember the show called News Round?
News Round used to be on CBBC.
Yeah, yeah.
And they used to have like a green.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
one.
exactly what
It's
you're
news
talking
for
about.
kids, basically,
Yeah.
like,
You went on that or something?
no, but we'd have to watch it sort of like as homework. So my dad would like
Yeah.
make me watch it, and then at the end of the week he'd ask me to like tell him about what's been going on in the news.
I think that's good parenting.
Yeah. And sometimes it'd be like, okay, you need to write a rundown of like why you think certain things have happened. So I think I always like did care about English, or it was like inseminated into me from like quite young. But I think St Benedict's definitely made that better. But
Yeah.
with regards to the photography, I went to the Joseph Wright Centre afterwards.
Oh, okay. Is that where you went? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was doing. I actually.
But what? They don't offer media, Joseph Wright, do they?
No, but I wanted to go into architecture, so
Oh,
I did
okay.
graphic design.
That's a big difference, fam.
Yeah, and within graphic design there was a module about photography, so I got into it that way.
Okay.
And my mate Max, who I met in that class, he told me about this thing called Tumblr, which was basically a photo sharing site.
Tumblr, yeah, I know
Yeah,
Tumblr.
yeah.
It's still big now.
Yeah,
But not as big as
Yeah.
before. There was a time when, I think 2013,
Yeah,
that's when it was at
biggest,
his biggest.
thing.
Now it's just
Yeah.
died out, innit? Because I
Yeah.
think Instagram took the
And
shine.
I think it's a thing where a lot of the people who kind of like were densely popular in Tumblr grew up, basically.
Yeah, they grew up. I think Instagram just took it, man.
Mm.
You know, because Instagram became like this whole, it became more easy to use. Tumblr was alright, bro. Bro, you know what? For me personally, like, I literally got into the media thing. Obviously, we went to the same school. The school didn't really have that much of effect in terms of me, educational wise, because I think I didn't really care anyways.
Even
so,
outside, even media aside, would you
Yeah.
not say that it's always like quite good for you in terms of like giving you an appreciation of what education can do for you? Did you not really feel that?
you know what, Martin, fam? I feel like you probably went in, because it seems like when your dad was teaching you, like all that new stuff,
Yeah.
it's very crucial, fam. Don't underestimate little things like that, because that's, for me personally, my parents were just more, they're calm, but they get onto me only when I do bad stuff. Like,
Oh, okay.
my parents, actually, my dad watches this, to be honest, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Don't want to say too
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Obviously, dad love you. Well, he says he watches it. Don't know if it's true, but you know what it is, yeah, fam. Me personally, when I went to school, I think I went to school for all the wrong reasons. Like, obviously, I was supposed to go.
Mean, yeah, you said that like you have a choice.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice, but I feel like in my mind, when I went to
Didn't have the
school,
right mindset.
I definitely did not have the mindset. I had the right mindset for certain stuff, but I would only go there to just pass time
Yeah.
and chill with my brethren. That's all I ever saw it was. I saw it as a time to chill with my friends and pass time. But in terms of the whole media stuff, St. Benedict's didn't get me into that, man. I feel like my media stuff, I got into media because I kind of had a passion for it, but when I was growing up being Congolese, because I was born in Congo, even though I was young as hell, like I said, there was a guy, his name was Joel, which is my name, and his name was Joel Photo, innit? And he used to take bare pictures in my neighborhood in Kinshasa.
Okay.
But he's kind of famous, he's like a folk legend, innit? People know him.
Yeah.
If you're Congolese, you might have heard of him. His name is Joel Photo. And ever since then, people would always call me that, innit? Like Joel Photo, Joel Photo, my whole entire life, innit? Pretty much. People always used to call me that. And when I was a kid in America, like my uncle would buy cameras and shit, like, you know, like them proper old school.
Like film cameras and stuff.
Yeah, with VHS, fam. Like,
Oh,
the
sick.
big, you know, the big.
Hench ones.
Because I'm like 27, so it was like,
Yeah.
like, you know, the big hench ones. My uncle would always, every time, my uncle would always buy the latest camera, even though he never uses it. And I would always use it. And ever since then, like I
Was he
said,
buying them like for you?
I don't know, he could have been subconsciously, but
Oh, okay.
I think he just likes filming shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so he just bought the latest cameras. Because I grew up with my uncle in America, pretty much me and him and his family. Bro, I would just use the camera. Then when I came to England, obviously, like I said, my parents didn't buy cameras.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I didn't really start doing camera again until I was 16.
Yeah.
So fam, that's literally what got me into it, bro. But it's just different, like how your approach is with everything. Like I actually appreciate it because I feel like, bro, you can be a positive role model for people, showing people that you don't have to do the generic 9 to 5 in order for you to sustain like a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you don't have to grind hard for fucking 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
Or
And that being said, though, there's nothing wrong with like 9 to 5 jobs.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I think it's just a case of like what
you want,
what you get fulfillment from. Because I think when people think a 9 to 5 job, you sort of imagine a fight. You know the film Fight Club, where he's in his cubicle and it's almost like being in prison sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there's like people who work for creative companies, like magazine editors, like creative directors who. They technically work a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, but it's not really a 9 to 5.
Yeah, no, but my point is sort of like having like an office job or a job that's regimented isn't in of itself a problem. I think my thing is just sort of like whatever I do for a job, I want it to be like fulfilling and satisfying. And so because I like doing photography and journalism, and those are things.
It's a passion for you.
Yeah,
it's not like a job.
Yeah, and those are things that don't typically operate within a 9 to 5 framework. That's why I've chosen this system.
It's way better, man. I feel like creative wise is way better, bro. Because me personally, like the thing is, I'll never shame people that do 9 to 5. Because, bro, you gotta get your money in it. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing a 9 to 5, but it's not for everybody because there's just too many people in the world, and we all can't do the same thing.
Everyone doesn't have the same.
Everyone have the same personality, same mind. You know, there's certain people, they're happy to do the 9 to 5, pay their mortgage, have their wives, live somewhere in Coventry. You know what I mean? Like, that's for them. That's what they want. And obviously, I'm not gonna be like, that's bad. Do you know what I mean? That's a good dream. But for someone like me, I've always felt like whenever I've been to work, I would always think, what do I need to do to make sure I'm not doing this when I'm 40?
No,
I don't know what I think.
No, I hear that.
That's just always what I think all the time. I just think, what can I do now to stop me from doing things that I'm 40? When I'm 40, I'm not put in this predicament. And I feel like that's what I always think. And that's what pushes me to do better, man. Always thinking what I don't want to do when I'm 40. Because I look at other people and I think, yo, because I think I'm someone that I learned from. Originally I used to struggle with it. I feel like the older I got, I matured and understand that I can learn from other people's mistakes. I don't have to. It doesn't have to happen to me in order for me to learn. You know what I mean? So now that I always look at people and think, like for example, even you, bro. Like I always see your pictures and I'll think, right, I actually went to school with this guy and he's doing this, he's doing that, and I'm thinking, bro, I see that as motivation. Someone like me, even Jimmy, bro, when I see people do stuff, I think, yo, that's motivating me to do something,
definitely.
bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Even something like, you might not even think, you might just think, oh, this picture is shit. But you don't know how that sits with someone else, fam. Because to someone else, it's like, this is the best thing since...
Because I do always find it like interesting. There'll be times where people tell me about projects or articles I've written that they really like, that to me, like... Obviously, I wouldn't put out any work that I don't think is good, but to me, aren't like the best thing I've done like that year or anything.
Yeah,
it's like you never know what's going to resonate with people.
You never know, bro.
Like you hear a lot of musicians that like they'll do an album and then the song which is everyone's favourite song really surprises them.
Yeah, they hated it as well.
Yeah,
it's like me even on this channel, bro. The highest viewed video on this, I don't even like it. I've never went to rewatch it. I don't like it. If you're a camera person as well, it's not even in focus. Sorry to say this. I watched it back for a bit. I was like, raw, this ain't even in focus. I was looking, I was like, I'm not even in focus. The stuff, like, there's a camera. Like, when I'm doing it, someone's playing music. It's not my favourite bit of stuff.
I think that comes from the fact as well, though, that when you do something as a practitioner, you're going to be more critical than the average person. More. So because you really do this filming, you're going to know when something isn't being filmed perfectly. When someone who just likes podcasts and watch YouTube videos,
they won't know, innit?
Yeah, and it's like with me with photos. Sometimes if I go to a shop or like see billboards or like e-com photos and stuff, to me it's sort of like that's by Insta or that we really saw some things out of focus, whereas like my sister would like never notice that.
Yeah, they don't notice that.
So you're always going to be more.
It's kind of like when I was a kid, like when I was lost in my you know when you're lost. I don't know about you, but because I was lost on what to do in life, and I thought, let me try doing bricklaying. I don't know why I thought I would be good at that. So I just started doing bricklaying, just for the side. I did it when I was 16. Yeah, just 16. I was getting paid for it, but I hated it, to be honest. It was just not who I was. But at the time, I just thought, I'm doing bricklaying. Fam, from that day, I've always looked at brick buildings. I never looked at brick buildings the same. I would always look at them and be like, that's different. That's different. Yeah, it's like you were saying, innit? Only you know that in your mind, innit? Like, but it's crazy, it's crazy that you took all that from St. Benedict. That's how I know, you know what I mean? School, if you go in, you're willing to learn, then, bro, there's the door, everything's your gateway, innit?
Yeah, and that's why it bothers me so much that schools are like being underfunded in this country, because something my dad said to me, which like has always stuck with me, that school is the best chance anyone has for social mobility.
It is.
It's not a guarantee, but if at every stage you can just get good enough qualifications to progress to the next stage, then you're exponentially better in your chances of like having a better life.
It's true. You know the good thing about St. Benedict, though, I actually have to admit, yeah, is like that school did a good job in terms of like bringing different people.
Yeah, in terms of integration.
Obviously, there wasn't a massive Asian and Muslim population. Obviously, obviously being a Catholic school, like, there wasn't a lot of Asians in that. When I say Asian, I mean Indian, Pakistani. There wasn't really a lot, but because where I lived in Derby, I kind of got to see that anyways. Cause you know what I mean? I lived in Norms, Allington. But I think St. Benedict, the one thing that it really did teach me is that how to communicate with different types of people. Because in America, bro, I barely even spoke to white people. I know that seems a bit... bro, like...
See, for me, because I've always lived in England, which is like a super predominantly white country. Yeah. I've never lived somewhere that has mainly black people. So I can't imagine, you know, as weird as it sounds, because I am,
understand.
But I've never been in a situation where everyone around me isn't white, so I can't really picture that.
That only happened to me when I was in England. My whole life, pretty much everyone's been black, because in America, you've been to North Carolina. Have you been to You've been there, bro. Yeah. Fam, my school was blacker than a motherfucker, fam. Everyone was black. Not even that everyone was black. Bro, the majority of my school was black. I would probably say like 80% black. And all my friends in my class, everyone black. My neighborhood, in the place that I lived in North Carolina, bro, every single person was black. Fact.
Yeah. Same.
Everyone. And the area next to mine was all Mexicans, and another area was black. So until I moved to Derby, bro, I can probably say, apart from my white teachers and some of the white family, I probably only ever spoke to like a few sets of white people, bro. Like,
that's mad.
Because I'm just being serious. So
if that's who was there.
That school taught me like how to really communicate with different types of people, like Chavi people, richer people from like Belper, and all the people that lived around that Darley Abbey. Like I became friends with like some people that I would never have been friends with them. Yeah?
I think what's good about Benedict's as well is that most schools that have more sort of like non-white people. There's like a correlation between like how good a school is and like how white it is. Yeah. In terms of like, if you think about the schools in Derby, Ecclesbourne's like one of the better schools. Yeah. Super white, and then Derby Grammar. I suppose that's a private school. But
it's a private school. Well.
Yeah. But what's good about like your over community school and Benedict's?
You learn more, I think, man.
Yeah, but what's good about them is that like they're good schools with the integration, because usually the schools like, not to insult any schools or anything, but say Bemrose for example, because it's near Normanton. That's I think whether the council sort of puts like a lot of like migrant and refugee children, and it's a worse school than somewhere like Ecclesbourne, which is like in a super white area. It's about one, and so many facts of life have this weird co-constitution between where if there's like racialised people, it's just a worse place. Yeah, we think about areas as well. Like in Derby, for example, like Normanton has probably the biggest mix of different races.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Area. Yeah. And then somewhere like Darley Abbey, for example, is the least multicultural because it's the best area. Yeah, so that's something that's sick about Benedict's, is that it was actually quite a good school.
They did have about 20 buses or something going across, picking up hella people from across Derby.
Yeah.
It was a mad thing, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, I liked it. I just like the atmosphere. But I'm glad though, because that thing actually taught me how to communicate better. That's one thing I would have to say, bro. Like, because before, like I said to you, I only ever spoke to Congolese people, American people, and that was about it, fam. Like, no one else. And bro, I learned so much from just communicating with all these guys, these rich people. Some people were so rich in St. Benedict's, I didn't even think about it, fam. You know, when you're young, you don't really you just judge someone based on their character.
Cool,
you don't judge them like, oh, yo, you got this Mercedes, you know. But now you do.
That's interesting to hear you say that, because I feel as though, not in terms of people's cars or properties, because we were kids, but I felt as though at Benedict's, Crows and stuff like that.
We were uniformed, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, who was I speaking to about this the other day? You know, even stuff like when I was in year 10 and 11, Barber jackets were like a massive trend for
but I still got it popping like, scene. Pouring the cup with your boy.